Hello students, today we are going to study the topic transportation across cell membrane from the chapter Cell, the fundamental unit of life. In this topic, we are going to study the structure of the cell membranes also. The cell membrane is a barrier which separates the inside of cell from the external environment. Cell membranes are made up of mainly phospholipids, which are the bilayer of the lipids. They have hydrophilic heads, which are exposed to the external, and hydrophobic, which are fatty acid tails inside the membrane structure. The proteins, which are the gates, which are some of them are glycoproteins, some cholesterol in animal cells only. The consistency of the appearance of the cell membranes is just like olive oil. The membrane structure was given by Sanger and Nicholson in 1972, which was expressed as fluid mosaic model. The permeability of the membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. That is, it allows some of the molecules or some of the substances to cross freely, while the transportation across some materials is impermeable. So it is a semi-permeable membrane. We are seeing here that water and non-charged molecules can pass easily through the membrane, but for the charged molecules and the macromolecules or big molecules, their passing is not very easy. So, for the transportation, there are two methods. The passive mechanism, which requires no energy expenditure. That is, the transportation mechanism is done by simple diffusion, osmosis and facilitated diffusion methods. And active transportation, in which it requires energy output or ATP for the transportation. The diffusion is a process in which the substances pass across the membrane by their difference in concentration across the space, and since it is based on the concentration gradient, it does not need any energy expense. Simply, when we see that the molecules from their higher concentration to the lower concentration moves, and this concentration difference makes the movement random and easy for mixing and reach the equilibrium. So, diffusion works very short distances, because molecules can't move to very greater distances by this event, and it takes a long time, so it is a slow process. So the diffusion process can only be used in a very short distances inside the organisms. So in multicellular organisms, this process cannot make all the energy giving processes. Osmosis is the process in which the water, that is solvent, moves from its higher concentration to lower concentration across the semi-permeable membrane. Water, when moves across the membrane, it continuously from the higher concentration and to lower concentration moves and makes an equilibrium of it. We can see that there are three types of environments. Hypotonic environment, in which the cell is placed in a greater concentration of a solution, and so hypotonic. First we will discuss about the hypotonic environment, in which if a cell is placed in a greater concentration of water outside and cell has got lesser water concentration, then water will enter inside the cell. So this increases the turgor pressure and the cell swells up. So in hypotonic environment, the cell starts to swell. In hypertonic environment, that is, if the concentration of the water outside the cell is lesser than inside, then what happens? Water comes outside of the cell and it shrinks. So this is called exoosmosis when we place the cell in the hypertonic solution. There is an isotonic solution also, in which there is no net movement of water molecules, so it is an equilibrium with the cell and the cell size and volume does not change. In the root hairs, when we place water inside the soil, the water concentration outside becomes higher and the water enters inside the root hairs via the process of endoosmosis. When active transportation is needed for greater molecules or some ions to move, if there is very much need inside the cell, there is expense of energy and ATP, and so the active transportation needs energy because there is no concentration gradient acts and there are carrier molecules which have to move from which have to take the molecules from outside to inside or inside to outside of the cell. There are also the membrane assisted transportation, in which large molecules like proteins or fluid droplets are packaged inside the vesicles and then sent into the cell. This is called cell eating and cell drinking, that is, water molecules if bound, that is called endocytosis, pinocytosis, and when the larger molecules go outside the cell bound inside the vesicles, they are like waste materials, they are called exocytosis. So these are membrane assisted transportation. Endocytosis and exocytosis all are for the large molecules in which the membrane bounds the things inside them and then they are passed from inside outside or outside to inside of the cell. Thank you.